Welcome to West Liberty University's Wellness Center, located in the Academic Sports and Recreation Complex building. Here you will find a safe and friendly atmosphere, clean equipment for all types of training, free weights, machines, and now introducing a new speaker system. Does school have you stressed out? Are you trying to get fit for those warmer days? The Wellness Center has you covered. We are now offering free personal training for West Liberty students. Start the year off the right way at West Liberty University's Wellness Center.
Good afternoon. Welcome to this edition of Newsline 14. I'm Joel Porter.
And I'm Thomas Curtin. Let's see what's happening in national news.
8 people were killed Tuesday night in a series of shootings that took place within 3 different spas in Atlanta. Among the 8 victims were 6 women of Asian descent, and USA Today reports that the gunman, 21-year-old Robert Aaron Long, told officers that the attacks were not racially motivated. Authorities disclosed that Long had a supposed sex addiction and frequented 2 of the 3 targeted spas, which doubled as illicit massage parlors. The shootings follow a recent surge in racially driven attacks against Asian Americans in the United States. And Georgia State Representative B. Wen states that shootings seem to be the intersection of gender-based violence, misogyny, and xenophobia. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki states administration officials have been in contact with the mayor's office and the FBI, and the investigation in the spa shootings is ongoing.
Following the racially motivated shootings that recently took place in Atlanta, officials are saying that racially and politically motivated extremists pose the greatest threat to safety in the United States. Following the violent and deadly mob that stormed the Capitol earlier this year, President Biden assigned his intelligence officials the task of studying homegrown extremists with political and racially motivated biases within the United States. A brief and unclassified assessment was made public last week, while a fully classified report was represented to the White House and Congress. The report claims that extremists pose a violent risk motivated by a range of ideologies, including anger over the pandemic, as well as anger over the election, many of whom believe it to have been fraudulent. The report states that these risks will almost certainly lead to more violence in 2021.
The House moved to renew the Violence Against Women Act last Wednesday, which expired in 2019. President Joe Biden first brought the law into existence in 1994 and it made renewing it one of his top priorities. The House added new provisions to the legislation following an increase in domestic violence during the pandemic, including firearm restrictions for convicted domestic abusers. The New York Times reports that the renewal passed the House vote, but is predicted to face a struggle in the Senate due to the added firearm restrictions. President Joe Biden states growing evidence shows that COVID-19 has only exacerbated the threat of intimate partner violence, creating a pandemic within a pandemic for countless women at risk for abuse. This should not be a Democratic or Republican issue. It is about standing up against the abuse of power and preventing violence. The legislation has been moved to Senate and needs at least 10 Republican votes to pass with new provisions.
An increasing number of migrant children seeking asylum have appeared at the U.S.-Mexican border. Though the White House has maintained that the border has remained closed, instead of being turned away, migrant children are being let in because officials deemed it too dangerous for the children to make the journey back to their home countries on their own. President Joe Biden's administration officials and lawmakers on both sides are struggling with how to respond to the situation at the border. The number of unaccompanied migrant children seeking asylum at the southern border began rising late last year before Biden became president. Recently, more than 4,200 unaccompanied migrant children were being held in short-term facilities. The facilities are not suited for long-term containment and are reminiscent of jails. The administration has not opened legal ways for people to come into the U.S. and will continue like this, according to Executive Director Linda Rivas.
Donald Trump is looking to launch his own social media platform after being banned from various other sites such as Twitter and Facebook. These social media platforms banned Trump following the January 6th attack on the Capitol, and he is looking to retaliate. Jason Miller, a 2020 Trump campaign spokesperson, stated that Trump is looking to take the social media once again with a platform to promise to completely redefine the game. Since then, both Twitter and Facebook have faced some backlash for their handling of accounts that belong to politicians and other government officials. Twitter has sought public input on when and how it should ban world leaders. They have questioned whether these figures should be held to a different standard as regular users. Meanwhile, Facebook is looking to its independent oversight board to determine whether the ban on Trump's account should stand.
Disney has a new Marvel TV series airing on Disney Plus as of Friday. The series is called The Falcon and the Winter Soldier and features the Falcon, Sam Wilson, and the Winter Soldier, Bucky Barnes. It also features Captain America's shield, which creators and head writer Malcolm Spellman claims is the main character. Like recent series, WandaVision, this show catches up with members of the Marvel Cinematic Universe after the events of Avengers Endgame. The show captures the global adventure feel of the Captain America franchise, despite Stevie Rogers not being in it. The style of the show is like a buddy action film, yet tackles timely themes of patriotism and race. Watch the show on Disney Plus to see who ends up with Captain America's shield and what happens to his two closest friends.
We'll be right back with campus and local news after the break here on Newsline 14.
Sources of stress are everywhere. Stress can make you feel trapped, but there are ways to manage it. Stress is inevitable, but you can learn how to deal with it, how to handle it, and how to respond to it well. Try to get enough sleep, exercise, eat well, get emotional support, breathe, and find ways to calm down.
Welcome back to Newsline 14. Let's take a look at your campus and local news. How many of us knew just how rich in history the Hilltop was? Well, now we have a chance to celebrate West Liberty University's 184th birthday. That's right, fellow Hilltoppers. This Tuesday, March 30th, West Liberty will hold a virtual celebration for this remarkable school. The virtual celebration will be accessible to students on Topper Station on Tuesday, where greetings from President Evans, music from West Liberty's choirs, a poetry reading from Laurette Mark Harshman, comments from Isabel Yakisic, and video from the Office of Marketing and Brand Management. A special thanks to Dr. Jeremy Lawrence, Ron Witt, and Maureen Zambito for planning this special celebration. Fellow Hilltoppers, keep an eye out for an email link to join the 184th year celebration of our home away from home.
March 16th was an exciting day for Hilltopper faculty member Dr. Matthew Harder. Harder was appointed to the City of Wheeling Arts and Cultural Commission during a scheduled City Council meeting. In an article released by WLU, West Liberty President Dr. Evans offered his congratulations to Harder, saying he will represent West Liberty University well on the commission. In the same article, Harder says, "I am honored to be appointed by the City of Wheeling and pleased to represent the university in this manner." He has been a member of the WLU faculty since 2005 and is a Wheeling resident. He is a music professor and Dean of the College of Arts and Communication here at West Liberty. The City of Wheeling's website states the mission of the Wheeling Arts and Cultural Commission is to promote and develop artistic and cultural activities to help stimulate economic growth. As a result, the Commission hopes to advance the quality of life in the Wheeling area.
COVID-19 has become a killjoy of all fun. However, with a decline in cases, the Nutting Gallery was able to welcome guests on March 11th. Students were able to view the works of Rebecca Cinerello in this traditional gallery opening. Cinerelio's exhibit titled This Is Work will remain on display until April 14th and is the first public art display since COVID-19 forced a campus closure last spring. In order for students to attend the gallery, face masks are required and social distancing of 6 feet is also required. Students can view the gallery in the Fine Arts Building on campus from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. Monday through Thursday. On Friday and the weekend, students must make arrangements for a time to view the gallery. The Nutting Gallery is dedicated to enriching education and engaging students as well as the public through the use of art exhibits and the highest quality. So get out there, fellow Hilltoppers, and explore the wonders of the art world.
West Liberty's Kappa Phi Sisters will hold their second annual Out of the Darkness Walk for Suicide Prevention on Saturday, April 10th at West Liberty on the Quad. Registration will begin at 10 in the morning and the walk and ceremony will start at 11 in the morning. Information tables, light snacks, and a yoga warm-up will be available prior to the walk. According to WLU alumnus and former Kappa Phi sister Jenna Galt, the walk is meant to bring awareness to mental health, especially suicide. Galt says Kappa Phi and the campus ministry are working together with the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention to help end the stigma on our college campus. There is no cost for this event. However, participants are encouraged to donate to the cause if possible. Anyone interested in the event is welcome to attend in person. All campus COVID-19 guidelines must be followed. Individuals can also attend the walk online through the Kappa Phi Facebook page.
Wheeling residents, mark your calendars because the annual Heritage Music Blues Fest is back. Well, at least we hope so. Even though dates are already set for the festival's return, it is still up in the air whether the event will take place. Last year, the Blues Fest was supposed to celebrate its 20th anniversary, but then the global pandemic emerged and canceled the celebration. That was the first time in 2 decades the Blues Fest had to be canceled. Now that the vaccine is being distributed, there is a strong hope that the beloved festival will make a grand return. Over 2,000 people from 22 different states and 4 countries come to enjoy the music and festivities. If the Blues Fest is on, almost all the acts who were scheduled for last year will perform. The potential dates for this year's Blues Fest is August 13th, 14th, and 15th. Let's all remember to keep the hope alive.
As Wheeling healthcare needs continue to grow, so are the needs of a local organization, Wheeling Health Right. The local clinic is coming closer to providing new services, but not on its own. The clinic needs the help of the Wheeling community to grow. Kathy Brown, Wheeling Health Right's executive director, says, "Now we get to expand. It's pretty exciting." The inside of the clinic will have renovations for deep gum cleaning and oral surgery. A new conference room will also be installed, along with a drive-through pharmacy. However, the cost of this expansion is around $300,000. Wheeling Health Right has $120,000 so far. The clinic asks for donations through their website. Wheeling Health Right has the chance to help our community. Any donations will help with getting new equipment and the clinic's expansion.
In Warwood, West Virginia, an assignment for local 8th graders will contribute towards comforting kids currently in the hospital. The Warwood 8th grade class is participating in the WVU Medicine Children's Hospital contest, Home is Where the Heart Is. Any child or teen in West Virginia is able to submit art to WVU. The guidelines are to submit art of West Virginia's landmarks and landscape. The winner will be chosen by WVU and their art will be displayed at the Children's Hospital. The contest remains open through March 31st for anyone in West Virginia 18 or under. The moral of the contest is to show how West Virginia's country roads lead us home. We'll be right back with the weekly sports update here on Newsline 14.
A lot can go wrong if you're not careful. Here are a few tips to make sure your meal prep is pain-free. Keep raw meat and raw vegetables on separate surfaces to reduce chances of cross-contamination. Make sure your burner is clean so it does not cause any problems when it is ignited. Cook meat until it appears done on each side and take the internal temperature to make sure it is done all the way. Before cutting vegetables, make sure your cutting board is completely secured. When cutting vegetables, be very careful so you do not cut your own hand. Keep a firm grip on the knife and your veggies, and keep your left hand in a position out of the way of the knife. Make sure to keep an eye on everything you are cooking, especially things on high heat or meals that involve butter or oil so they don't burn. Cook your meat thoroughly before adding it to other ingredients. Wash your hands often throughout and clean up by washing your dishes when you're finished. Make sure to use these tips every time you cook to ensure your meal goes smoothly. This message was brought to you by WLU-TV.
So hey, I know you told me not to get you anything, but I got you this gift right here. It's sugar. I thought you liked it.
You need to learn how to give better gifts.
Here's how you can become a better gift giver. Write a list and give it to people who may be giving you a gift. Make sure to wrap the gift with care and make it look nice. I hope everyone enjoys your gifts. Happy holidays.
Here's Ian Phillips with the sports update.
The West Liberty men's basketball team is headed to Evansville, Indiana to participate in the 2021 NCAA Division II Elite 8 tournament. The Hilltoppers finished the regular season with a 13-3 record and won 2 out of 3 games during the Mountain East Conference tournament. The Hilltoppers then notched their place in the NCAA Elite 8 tournament after last week's 86-71 win over Hillsdale College in the NCAA Atlantic Regional Tournament. The 7-seeded Hilltoppers are to face the number 2-seeded Northwest Missouri State University tonight with tip-off at 7 p.m. If the Hilltoppers win this game, they will advance to the Final Four and play the winner of the Truman against Flagler game. To watch the game, visit the NCAA website and look for the West Liberty versus Northwest Missouri matchup. The West Liberty baseball team took on Glenville State College on Saturday in their first taste of conference play in 2 years. With the teams splitting the doubleheader, the Hilltoppers started off the day red hot as they walked away with their third straight win. The Hilltoppers' big first game was led by Cade Bloomquist, who tallied 4 hits. Jason Schutt ended any hope of a comeback with his grand slam in the 4th inning. The next game, the Hilltoppers were unable to find their footing as Glenville walked away with the win. The Hilltoppers then headed to play Concord University yesterday. The Toppers swept the doubleheader by the scores of 5-0 and 6-2. The Hilltoppers will be back in action this Saturday as they host Davison Elkins for their home opener on the Hilltop with the first pitch set to be thrown at 1. The West Liberty softball team hosts Notre Dame College on Saturday before heading to Alderson Broaddus University on Sunday. In the first game on Saturday, the Lady Hilltoppers only managed 3 hits in the 2-0 loss against Notre Dame. The Lady Hilltoppers then responded with a solid 4-1 victory to cap off the 2-game series against Notre Dame. Kat Donzela led the way as she had 2 hits, including an RBI double. The Lady Hilltoppers then headed to face Alderson and Broaddus on Sunday. The Lady Hilltoppers came out hot, winning the first game by a score of 7-0. The team then finished the weekend off with another win by the score of 5-0. The softball team will be back in action on Saturday as they host West Virginia State University with the first pitch at 1. The West Liberty women's tennis team traveled to Maryland to take on Frostburg in their opponent's season debut, with a match beginning at noon this past Saturday. The West Liberty team got off the bus on a mission, and they swept Frostburg 7-0 in a Mountain East Conference match. Head coach Heather Gallagher's squad started off hot, sweeping all 3 doubles without losing a single game. They stayed hot moving into the singles matches, with 6 players posting straight set wins to complete the match. The Hilltoppers took the court again on Monday at 3 p.m. against Fairmont State. The Hilltoppers continued their streak with another straight sweep of 7-0. The Lady Hilltoppers will be back in action this Saturday, taking on Cedarville University with the first serve set for 2 p.m. at Cedarville. Taking a look off the Hilltop, the Wheeling Nailers took the ice this past weekend for a 3-3 series as they faced the Wichita Thunder. This is the first meeting between the two teams in their existence, as the Thunder took to the ice Friday night at West Banco Arena ready to go, scoring the only goal of the period. The Thunder would go on to score 2 more as the Nailers fell short by the score of 2-3. Saturday night was a night to remember as the Nailers came to life, scoring 2 goals in the first, 3 in the second and another 2 in the third. Wichita only managed to net 1 goal late in the third as the Nailers triumphed 7-1. Unfortunately, on Sunday night, the Nailers gave up 4 straight goals in the third period as they lost by the final score of 4-6. The Nailers will be back in action tonight with the puck drop set for 7:30 to take on the Florida Everblades in a 3-game series down in Florida. I'm Ian Phillips, and that is your look at sports here on Newsline 14.
We'll be right back. Your weekly weather update is coming up next.
Tips to help you park safely and correctly on campus. First, always display your parking tag. Make sure to park in the correct parking lot. Follow the marked direction of travel. Don't park in visitor parking during the day. Don't park in no parking zones. Don't park in handicap parking. Never park in front of this door. Follow these tips and you'll never have parking problems or tickets again. This message is brought to you by West Liberty University.
Do you need to work on projects because a deadline is right around the corner? Then get into the Fine Arts Building. The Fine Arts Building hosts a myriad of amenities such as computer, painting, printer, couch, lights, no lights, audio including this voiceover, instrumenting, table, more computers, so many computers, the theater, printmaking, creating and animating in 3D, drawing still life, chairs, broadcast operation and execution, and it's open almost all the time. Come in early, come in late. Don't come in at all if you want a bad grade. If you need stuff done, visit the Fine Arts Building. Fab is in its name.
Welcome back to Newsline 14. Here's Aaron Warner with the weather.
It is another beautiful day up here on the hilltop as the current temperature is sitting at a nice 61 degrees. As we move later into the afternoon, it is only supposed to get hotter as the high for today will reach 72 degrees. As we head into the nighttime, the low for today will reach a warm 54 degrees with a 10% chance of rain. The wind speeds will be high today with the speeds reaching 11 miles per hour and the humidity hitting 70%. Looking at our national weather, over in California, they are looking at another sunny day as the temperatures are sitting at a nice 74 degrees. Moving over to Utah, the temperatures begin to drop as the temperature is at a sunny 49 degrees. Moving down to Texas, the temperatures will begin to rise as they will be enjoying a cloudy 80 degrees. As we move east, the temperatures in Missouri will be sitting at a partially cloudy 64 degrees. Moving back down to Florida, the skies will be clear as the temperature will be sitting at a hot 83 degrees with a cloud here and there. As we move up to West Virginia, we will be enjoying a nice cloudy day as the temperature will stay at 72 degrees. Moving up north to New York, the weather will begin to drop as the temperature will be sitting at 49 degrees with a high chance of rain. There's your look at campus and national weather.
We'll be right back. The 5-day forecast is coming up next.
Always check your candy for unwanted items. Tip number 2, always watch for cars when trick-or-treating. Tip number 3, never take a stranger up on his offer to come inside. Use these tips to stay safe this Halloween.
Welcome back to Newsline 14. Here's Aaron Warner with the 5-day forecast.
Let's take a look at the weather this upcoming week. Tomorrow, the temperature will be a high of 73 degrees with an 80% chance of rain. Moving into the night, the low will be sitting at 56 degrees with wind speeds of 20 to 30 miles per hour. Moving into Friday, it will be very cloudy with a high of 59 degrees with wind speeds occasionally reaching over 40 miles per hour. The low for the day will be 42 degrees Saturday. It will begin to warm back up as the high for the day will be 68 degrees with intervals of clouds and sunshine. Moving later into the night, the low will be sitting at 55 degrees with a 60% chance of rain and 5 miles per hour wind. Looking at Sunday, it will be a rainy day as the high will only be reaching 58 degrees and a 60% chance of rain. The low of the day will be 34 degrees with the rain stopping in the night. Going into Monday, the weather will begin to rise again as we will be enjoying a high of 55 degrees with lots of sun and a couple clouds. The low for the day will be 39 degrees with clear skies. That will be the end of your 5-day forecast. I'm Aaron Warner, and that is your weather update.
Thank you for watching this edition of Newsline 14. I'm Joel Porter.
And I'm Thomas Curtin. Have a great week.
When going outside, you put a coat on to protect yourself from the cold. When washing the dishes, you protect your hands from dry, itchy skin with gloves. So why wouldn't you use a condom when participating in sex? Stay safe and rubber up.
Don't be a witch. Watch out for trick-or-treaters this Halloween season.